yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with the conclusion of the Virus Meets Granny shawl. And now this is going to be a lot of repetition, and for those of you that can carry on ahead, without this tutorial, by all means go ahead and do so. That's quite all right. I don't take it personally. But for those of you that really do appreciate and like, for me to be thorough, this is for you. All right, so without further ado, we'll get started. So in the last video, we did 6 rows of the granny. Now we have to go back to the virus pattern. So in order to do that, we're going to start by chaining up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I always like to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, okie dokie. So I chain 10 after doing my, as I said, my 6 granny rows. And then we turn the work. All right. And then we are going to do a single crochet between the first cluster. So that's right here. So single crochet right into that first space. Like so. In fact, I think I'm going to make that a little bit tighter. I like things to be nice and neat. There we are. Much better. All right, and then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And single crochet into the space of the next cluster. So right into here. And we need to do that for a total of 3 of these chain 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Single crochet into the next space. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Single crochet. Oh, excusez-moi. Single crochet into the next space. So we've got 3 of these chain 4 spaces and a big one at the end. All right. We're going to now chain 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to skip 2 clusters. So this one and this one going into the next with a single crochet. So we've got a nice big gap going on here. One over here, and 3 little ones in between. All right. So then we're going to repeat doing this until we reach the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, going into that first space there. Chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the next space with a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going into the next space with a single crochet. So we have our 3 chain 4 spaces. Then we chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip 2 clusters going into the next space with a single crochet. Chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go into the next available space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Next space with a single crochet. And we need one more. Oops. I lost my stitch. It happens. All right. 1, 2, ooh, I'm all spazzy. 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we've got 2 chain 4 spaces. One more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next space with a single crochet. And so we have our 3. So chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip 2 clusters, go into the next space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Next space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Next space with a single crochet. And chain 4. Next space with a single crochet. All right. And we have just about reached the middle, the apex, the top, the crux. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, let me see. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is chain 7 because we're going to skip over these 2 clusters here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skipping over these 2, going right into the center here with a single crochet. Chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skipping these 2, going into that next one with a single crochet. And we're going to do the exact same thing all along this side. And you can follow along if you like. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the next space with a single crochet. Chain 4 again. 2, 3, 4. Single crochet into the next space right there. Chain 4. Single crochet into the next space. And as you can see, we've got 3 spaces once again. So that being said, we need to chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skipping 2 clusters, go into the next space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Next space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Next space with a single crochet. And one more. 2, 3, 4. Next space with a single crochet. Got to chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Skip 2 clusters, go into the next space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Next space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Okay. Next space with a single crochet. And we need one more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next space with a single crochet. And we're almost there. So we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip 2 clusters, go into the next space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Next space with a single crochet. Gotta do it 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next space with a single crochet, chain 4. Next space with a single crochet, and then we're almost there. Okay, and so if I'm not mistaken, yep, going to chain 7 one more time. Now the instructions were a little bit vague, but going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then do a double crochet into the top chain here. The reason why I say that is because we started by doing 10 chains on this side over here. We did 10 chains. You see, we did 10 and then single right in there. Now on this side, we did our last single crochet here, and in order to achieve the same number of chains, we do 7 chains and then a double. That double acts as 3 additional chains, so it's the same on either side. Now on the instructions, it's stated to do your 3 chain 4 loops, chain 7, and skip 2 clusters, single crochet into the next cluster space and repeat to the end. Well, didn't quite say at the very end, so that's why I'm saying this right now, because way back here we did the same thing when we ended the large space here. Okay, so it's all about repetition. So now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat rows 5 through 8 until we have 3 full virus sections completed. And then you go on to the granny section again. And because like I like to be thorough, I'm going to do another virus section with you. And you can go back to part 1 of this tutorial and check out the link in the description box below. You can check out, like I said, rows 5 through 8 in part 1. If you don't wish to follow along, that's perfectly fine. I just like to give the option. So I'll be right back with the repeat of row 5. All right, repeat of row 5. Okay, so we're going to start by chaining up 3. And turn the work now into this large space here that we just did. We're going to do 9 double crochets. The first chain 3, of course, counts as a double crochet. So technically speaking, we've done 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we did our chain of 3, which counts as 1, and then we do 9, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, total of 10. All right. And then single crochet into the first chain 4 loop. No chains in between, just go directly in from these doubles, doing a single crochet into the first chain 4 loop. And then we're going to sort of leapfrog our way across. Chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and then into this chain 7 space, we're going to do 10 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now always be sure that where this connects and you have your single crochet, that you don't mistake this chain 4 arch as one of your doubles. So we've got 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect. Single crochet into the next chain 4 arch, chain 4, single crochet into the next, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and then, because we have our chain 7 space, 10 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and chain 4. There we go. Single crochet into that next chain 4 space. We've reached another chain 7 space, so we need to do 10 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just do a quick double check. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next space, chain 4, single crochet into the next space, scooch my work to the side there. There we go. And now we have reached the top. And I just got to pull out some more yarn and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're at the top and we have 2 of these chain 7 spaces, and we're going to treat them the same as we have these over here. So, going right on in, we just did our single crochet here, so going into the chain 7 space, 10 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And yes, Yes, my count is correct. Perfect. Okay, no chains in between this bunch of 10 and the bunch of 10 that we're about to do. No chains, just go right in. So we did this 10, now we're going to do this 10, going in, doing 10 more double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, and single crochet into the next chain 4 space. We've got another chain 7, so that's 10 double crochets into that chain 7 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, and then single crochet into the next chain 4 space. 10 double crochets into the next chain 7 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, and yes, perfect. Single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and then 10 more double crochets into this chain 7 space. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, and single crochet into the last of our chain 4 spaces. And then last but not least, 10 double crochets into this final big space here. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that concludes row 5. All right, row 6 on the repeat. So going to start our row 6 by doing a chaining up of 3. And this is, I would say, the easy row, or at least, one of the easy rows in my opinion. So we're chaining up of 3, turning the work, and it's a lot of repetition. So I don't think I'm going to do the entire row on camera, but it'll give you a good idea. So this chain 3, of course, counts as our first double. So we're not going to go into this stitch right here. We're going to go into the next one with a double crochet. And we're going to do a double crochet into each of the doubles here for a total of 10. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, as I've stated before, you want to be careful not to mistake this arch as being a double. So we've done our 10. Do a single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and you see here is our arch, and this is our first double, and that's where we want to go into. So not into here, into here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and of course I'm getting tangled here, I'm sorry. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and then being very careful not to go into this single crochet but going into the actual double crochet stitch. 10 more doubles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and just going to keep doing that all across and around this edge here. So where I left off, it would then be doing 10 doubles in each of these doubles. Single crochet into here, chain 4, single crochet into here, then doing a total of 20 double crochets. No chains in between here. Nope, just go right across, 20 double crochets all the way across, and then do the exact same thing all the way till you reach the end of the row, which would be ending, of course, with the typical single crochet in the chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet in the chain 4 space, and then doing 10 double crochets and being sure to do the last of the double crochets into the top of that last chain. And that will be the end of row 6. I'm trying to be thorough, but I'm also trying not to be painfully redundant. So with that being said, I will meet you back for row number 7. Back in a flash. All right, so I'm almost done with my row 6. Almost. Just want it to be abundantly clear that when you reach the end, as I'm about to do, going into this last stitch here by doing a double crochet into the 3rd chain right here. I just like to be clear, that's all. And it can be a little tricky getting into there, but with a little bit of perseverance and persistence, you can do it. And there you go. So that is the 10 stitches, the 10 doubles on the end there. All right, so now on to row 7. So for row 7, going to start by chaining up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn the work. And so we're going to skip this first stitch here, go into the next with a double crochet, because now we have it's a double crochet chain 1. That 4th chain counts as the chain 1. Double crochet, chain 1 again, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next, and so forth for these 10 double crochets that we just did down in here. Real easy. And again, I'm not going to do this entire row with you, but I will definitely get you well on your way. Okay, we've got, is that one more? Nope, see? That's the tricky one. That's the chain. See, right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's always good to count. So now we have our 10 double crochets with a chain 1 space in between, and we are going to go directly over this gap here. We're not chaining 1 after this 10th double crochet. We're going to go directly over to the other side. Again, being careful not to go into this single crochet, but going into the double crochet on the other side. Make sure your stitch is nice and snug. And then we're going to continue on to the next bunch over on this side. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and and so on and so forth. Just keep doing your double crochets and chaining one, and then when you reach the gap, you don't chain one. You just spring right over that gap, doing a double crochet into the next on the next bunching of 10. We're going to do that all the way across for this entire row of row 7. Okay, and that's the last one, I believe. Pretty sure. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Shaboom. All right. So now, going directly across from this last double that we just did to the double on this side. Again, this is the single crochet. We're going to go into the double right there. And then chain one, double in the next, chain one, double in the next, and so on and so forth. So for the rest of this row, what you're going to do is you're going to keep doing your chain one, double crochet, chain one, double crochet. Then when you reach the last double crochet, you don't chain one, you go directly into the next double crochet on the other side. And so you do your double crochet, chain one, double crochet, chain one, all the way up until you reach the top. And then when you reach the top, you're just going to, again, leap from this point here directly to this point here and do your 20 double crochets with a chain one space in between and leapfrog your way across and do this one and so on and so forth until you reach the very, very end, doing your double crochet, chain one, double crochet, chain one, and then doing, last but not least, a double crochet into the third chain of this chain up right here. Okie dokie. All right, so I will meet back up with you when I'm done with row 7, and then it should probably be almost about it. It's one more row, I believe. Alrighty. Alrighty, so we've got row 8. And to begin with, it's going to be very much like how we did this row right here with the big spaces. So we're going to start by chaining up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Except this time, we're not working in amongst granny clusters. We've got some pre-existing virus pattern to go with. So we're going to skip over this first chain one space and do a single crochet into the next chain one space. So we've got a nice big 10 chain loop at the end here. And then chain 4. And we're going to skip this next chain one space, go into the next with a single crochet. So we've got our first chain 4 loop. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip a chain one space, go into the next with a single crochet. Chain 4. And skip one chain, the chain one space, go into the next with a single crochet. And so that gives us our 1, 2, 3 chain 4 spaces. So now we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to skip 3 spaces. And so that's going to be this one, and this one. going into the next space with a single crochet. And after doing that, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean once again. See, we skipped this one, and this one. So we skipped these 3 spaces, making another 7-chain arch. And we're going to be basically doing the same thing for the rest of this row. So chain 4, skip a space, go into the next with a single crochet, chain 4, skip a space, go into the next with a single, chain 4, skip a space, go into the next with a single, and then we have to skip 3 spaces, so we need to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skipping 1, 2, 3 spaces, go into the next, the 4th space with a single crochet. Chain 4. Skip a space, go into the next with a single crochet. Chain 4. Skip 1, go into the next with a single. Chain 4. Skip a space, go into the next with a single. And I'm going to keep going until I reach the top, and I will be right back. Alright, so I did the exact same thing as I had been, but just for the sake of clarity, I wanted to meet back up with you when I reach the top here because I like to be thorough. So I just did a chain 7 space, so 1 and 2, 3, 4. Skip a space, go into the next with a single, chain 4. Skip a space, go into the next with a single, chain 4. Skip a space, go into the next with a single. So we've got our 3 chain 4 spaces. Now we're going to do 2 7-chain spaces, just like we have down in here, and they're just going to be up here. So chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to skip this space here, going into the next with a single. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip a space, go into the next with a single. And so we have these large spaces once again. All right. And then, of course, it's a matter of doing the 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Skip a space, go into the next with a single. Chain 4. Skip a space, go into the next with a single. And we need one more chain 4 space, so that's chain 4. Skip a space, go into the next with a single. So, as a slight recap, on this side, we have chain 7 space, 3 chain 4 spaces, 2 chain 7 spaces, and then going right back into the 1, 2, 3 chain 4 spaces. So over here, I would be going over these 1, 2, 3 spaces, going into that 4th space right here, after doing a chain 7 arch, and so on and so forth until you reach the end of the row. And I will meet back up with you when I'm at the end of the row. Okay? I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I'm almost done with row 8, almost. I just did my chaining of 7, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, go into the next with a single. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, go into the next with a single. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. And then, because I'm at the very end, we need another big loop. So that's going to be a chaining of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's going to be a double crochet into the third chain right there. Ta-da! Giving you your 10 chain space again. Okay, so that is a completed virus motif pattern, whatever you want to call it exactly. So that is one full virus repeat. Now, you're going to want to do, if you're going to want to follow this pattern, is you're going to want 3 of these finished viral repeats, okay? Now, on the third one, don't do row 8, the one that we just did. You're going to want to leave it at row 7. So we just did one full one, and you do another full one, rows 5 through 8, and then on the third one, stop at row 7, because you're going to want to go back doing the granny stitch pattern for 6 more rounds, which is what we did down in here. Because if you look, excuse me, if you look, see, this is where the granny meets the virus, and so this row right here is the row where you chain up 4 and do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, so on and so forth. So as you can see, we have, in essence, 1, 2, 3 of the viral repeats, and then it goes into the granny stitch for 6 rows. So we have one set of eyes, we have a second set of eyes, and then when that second set of eyes is complete, then you're going to have the third set of eyes. I hope that makes sense. So basically, on your third repeat of the virus, don't do row 8, which is this row here, creating another set of eyes, so to speak. Go directly into the granny stitch, which is that rows 1 and then 2, repeating rows 2 for the granny stitch until you have 6 rows of the granny stitch. Now, when you have reached the full size that you want, okay, what you would want to do is end on a row 7, which again is the row where it's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. End on one of the row 7s. This that I did here, it's a row 8. You want to end on a row 7, okay? Gives it a really nice, clean look. Then what you can do is, to finish it off, you can do a single crochet evenly along the top of the shawl, fasten off, weave in the ends. You can always also add in fringe. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of fringe. Personally, I think it tends to get a little bit frayed and ratty, but you know what? There are a lot of different fringing, tasseling types of techniques out there. Get creative. Have some fun with it. So, listen, I really, really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial series, that you found it helpful, and that I was thorough yet not boring. I know it's a fine line, but I really want to be as clear as possible for all of you. So listen, if you like this video, please do hit the like button because your support means ever so much to me. I put a lot of work into these videos and translating the patterns because I care a lot about it, and I care a lot about you and making sure that you're happy doing what you're doing. So if you liked it, hit the like button. If you have any questions, comments, what have you, please do so in the comments section down below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you haven't hit subscribe, please do so, because I try to post videos on whether it's crocheting or knitting or audiobook narrations as often as I can, so you can stay tuned. So listen, until next time, I want you guys to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.